Hi everyone. Today we're gonna talk about toxicity. I know a fair deal about it because I've been in very toxic relationships, mainly friendships, but you realize you can recreate the same bonds and patterns in romantic ties. What is toxicity? Why do we attract toxic relationships? Are we toxic? What's toxic? How do we stop a toxic behavior from reappearing over and over again? Yeah, we're gonna try to answer all of those questions today, and I hope it helps. So I thought I'd start by putting a little setting and also tell you a bit about my history with toxicity and toxic relationships, because from age 11 to 17, I was the victim, or I was in toxic friendships with best friends that I labeled best friends, but who were not at all, not even best, but they were not even my friends. And I suffered a great deal for, about 6 years. I would go to school with a very strong stomach ache. I would pretend I was sick. I would find the weirdest way to go home from school. People that I chose to hang out with were making me feel so bad about myself. And it started from jokes to physical abuse to, divide and conquer. I remember I was in a group of several girls, and there was like a chief in that group, and she would be the, she would be the leader and decide of everything we were doing, and to the point that we were not even allowed to talk between each other. It was this weird group of friends that relies around one person. Yeah, it was really tough. Like, I remember some days I would come to school and they were all waiting for me at the gates. And on certain days, they decided, or that one person decided, that nobody would talk to me. And for the whole day, I had to follow the group, and everybody was ignoring me, just looking at me like this, not even responding. And you talk and everybody is just like ignoring you, and they go away. And you have to follow, because I was petrified of being alone. I put all of my value on my friendships and this group in particular. And I mean, that girl made me feel so sure that I would be alone if I left or if I spoke up, that I never did. And then years later, I met this other girl who I clicked with almost instantly, and we called each other best friends again. And it was the same blaming, the same physical shaming, the same kind of you owe me. It was just everyday madness. What is a toxic relationship? I'm gonna talk about friendship, I think, for the most part, because I feel like a romantic toxic relationship is something else. If you have the map of what a toxic relationship looks like, it's easy to recognize it, even in family patterns. Let's do a disclaimer first. I feel like in this day and age, we use the word toxic back and forth without really knowing what it means. And it's easy to say, oh, you're toxic, like blaming, kind of pointing fingers. Not everything is toxic, and we have to define exactly what is toxicity in order not to use it when it's not even the case. A toxic friendship is a friendship within which you feel unsafe, you feel threatened, and you feel not seen, not respected, to the point that, when you encounter that friend and when you leave, you feel depleted. They took something out of you. People in a toxic relationships are not either the bad guy or the good guy. It's deeper than that. You can recognize that you're in a toxic relationship in the way you feel in this relationship. In general, they lower your self-esteem. When you feel bad about yourself, when you constantly question yourself, your goal, what you aspire to in life, and you lose that confidence in yourself because of that friendship, that's a strong sign that it's not a good friendship. How do you know you may be in a relationship that is not good for you, that is not serving you well? First of all, your body displays signs of uneasiness, shortness of breath, pain, as I said, depression, anxiety, fidgeting. You feel sick around that person. Anything that belongs to the body realm and your body acting up is a strong sign that it's not a good relationship. Second, you dread encounters. You feel stressed when you go see that person, and you feel even more stressed or sad or insecure when you leave. You walk on eggshells. You have to constantly watch what you say because they're extremely sensitive and they take everything you do or say the wrong way without letting you the benefit of the doubt, or it's like a tyrannical way of experiencing a bond with a human being. You cannot make a wrong move. You don't have the right to do mistakes. Don't get me wrong, it's not about being insensitive. When you're in a friendship, you know that there are some triggers for that person that you should obviously avoid. But if you constantly have to pre-write what you're gonna say, or you feel stressed about even opening your mouth around that person because you know that they'll find something to blame you for, not healthy. They punish you. They punish you when you disobey. They punish you when you do something that they deem wrong. And when I say punishing, I think of the silent treatment, making you pay for it in any way, bullying, making fun of you, you feel like you're their target. That's ways of punishing. Turning everybody against you, encouraging people to laugh at you, punishing. This one is a bit tricky, but I will put it in toxicity as well. They don't push you. They do not want to see you succeed. They're jealous of your success. They're jealous of your happy relationship if you have a partner. They're jealous of your professional success. Even at school, they're jealous of the grades that you have. They're jealous of maybe the relationship that you have with a teacher. They're just jealous, and they don't want you to be above them in a way. If you say, oh, my dream is to be, I don't know, a singer, they will find every argument to tell you that this is a wrong idea. Like, you should not be a singer. You don't even sing that good. Like, do you know it's so hard to get to that point? Like, what do you think? Why would you succeed? Like, you have nothing. Yeah, that's quite unhealthy. And the final one, which is my favorite because it's the most vicious one, the hot and cold. The love bombing in between cycles of punishing, like silent treatment, and then they come back all loving and, saying, oh, you're my best friend, I can't live without you, I love you so much, let's hang out, let's do something. Or buying you gifts, kind of buying back your friendship or your affection. And it goes in cycles. Love bombing, like too much love all of a sudden, is usually a sign that something's wrong. I'm pretty sure that you can attest, like, if somebody is so warm to you in the beginnings, and they're just sorry, my neighbors are watching me. That's toxic. They pretend to be angels. They love you so much. Oh my God, you're my world. You're my life. I love you so much. This is. It stinks a bit. Something is under the rug, I'm telling you. Now, I want to briefly explain why people can feel toxic. Because, as I said earlier, it's never black or white. It's never their fault. You're at fault for attracting people like this. There's something that you do that is wrong, or you need, to practice this. And they're attracted or they tend to be toxic for good reasons as well. Usually these people suffer from deep-rooted insecurities. Basically, they hate themselves. We all have the potential to be toxic to somebody, and I think we've all been toxic to somebody. When we hurt so deeply, so unconsciously, we tend to act it out on others because it feels like a little revenge. It feels like they're in control because they're in an area in their lives where they don't feel in control. And usually it starts in childhood. For example, it was so early in my, I was in school, I was like 11. So we're talking about children who can still display these kinds of behavior. The two girls that were the worst in my life suffered from very, very bad relationships with their parents. How can you at 11 have the distance that you require to understand why you're acting like this? You, on the other hand, if you were in my place, for example, and it's flash news, it's also something that is unsettled in you. Usually the toxic ones will find the fragile, people-pleasing ones. But in that setting, so if I'm the fragile one being bullied, and I can't get away, it's because deep down, I want to be loved so bad, and I want to please, and being ignored and rejected are things that I've known my whole life. I've been taught that love is something that is earned and not given, so not unconditional. When your parents loved you conditionally, it sets you up to be a people pleaser for the rest of your life, unless you realize that this is a trait in you and that, you know, the only person that you need to please is you, and the only person that you need to protect and, you know, gain respect from is you. You want to please, they want revenge, they want to feel powerful, you want to feel like you've earned their love because that's the only way you consider love. Match made in hell. There's like a pool, like magnets. So which leads me to the last part of this video, which is, what can we do? Once you realize that your friendship is not serving you or is not based on healthy foundation, what do you do to escape those relationships? There are a couple things that you can do when you realize that this friendship is not the best for you. First of all, with the knowledge that they suffer as much as you do from different things, but they do suffer, nobody that is stable and happy in their lives would ever make somebody feel bad on purpose, period. So what you can do is, of course, talk to them, approach them honestly. Well, that's under one condition. If you feel that this friendship is still worth keeping, like if you see that there are things that are great to you, like this might be like a trait, a tendency, but there are other things that you like in that person. It's never like you hate the person completely. They also have qualities. And if you think that that friendship belongs in your life, or that you want to keep it, but you want to better it, talk to them. Basically, what's up? Or even go to them as in, hey, I feel like you're a bit tense lately. Is there anything wrong? How can I help? Like, turn it around. Come with an open hand and ask them what's up. You might not be welcomed with the same vulnerability, that's for sure, but you can always try. You know, the people are not monsters. I don't know anybody that is fully a monster. There's always a little bit of white in that black pool, as bad as they seem. Try that. Talk. What's up? I feel bad about this. I'd rather you don't make comments on this. Blah blah blah. See what's up. What's up? Be involved in your life. It's also your life. They're not scary. They do not have the power that you gave them. You gave them that power. They do not rule your life. They do not rule the school. They do not rule anything. They're people just like you. They're human beings with flaws and traumas and scars, just like you. So approach them in that, with that knowledge. Second, I would say we go a little bit up in the firmness. Set boundaries. If they make comments about your body, for example, or your physical appearance, just say it on the spot as the comment is made. I would like you to not laugh about it anymore. They might be like, oh, it was just a joke. It's never just a joke. All of that crap is a defense mechanism. It's a refusal to recognize their responsibilities in the way they act. It's not your business. Laugh all you want, pretend that I'm sensitive all you want. I would like you to not comment on my body ever again. Oh, I'd like you to not call me at night. I'd like you to not interfere in my relationship with others. These relationships tend to be porous, as in they're everywhere in your life. They interfere in your relationships with partners, other friends, people at school. People, they want to be your world, so they'll act like it. Boundaries. This is my time alone with that person. This is my time alone with my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my partner. And tell them when something is not okay. They'll never get it themselves. They'll never get it. You can look sad. You can kind of, you know, be the victim, act like the victim, which in a way you may be, but this will only feed their love for power and control. I understand how hard it is, but I swear things would have been different and if I had done that before. And then the last one, cut ties. I've done that. Would I say it was the best decision? Nobody knows. It's like a breakup, basically a breakup. Like, I can't do this anymore, bye. I was welcomed with a very, very passionate response from both of them, but you know, it's my safety first, my mental health and physical health first. There are other people. They can make you feel like they're the only people that would ever hang out with you. This is not the case. This is untrue. In so many ways, this is untrue. There are people that want the best for you out there because you deserve the best. If you don't want the best for yourself, how can you believe that somebody else will? I know it's hard, but I'm telling you that there are people who want the best for you and that will not hurt you. And if they do, they'll recognize it, they'll acknowledge it, and they'll say sorry and correct their behavior just the way you would do for them. If you have to be alone for a couple days, weeks, it's still better than being with somebody that is slowly killing your self-esteem to reach their level. Because remember, they hate themselves. They might turn the blame around and say that you're not a good friend, you didn't do this and that and that. When you explain something to somebody, when you come up to somebody with something that you'd like to talk about, that you would like to change maybe, or you know, and they welcome you with blame in return, not a good sign. Don't let them make you feel like you're wrong for confronting them. You're not. You're defending yourself. It's normal and it's honest and it's beautiful. Nobody should make you feel bad about standing up for yourself. Sometimes you will have to walk away without an apology, without closure, without a reason why they acted like that. It's better to walk away, focus on your life, work on having good, fulfilling, stable, two-sided friendships. To this day, I can say that I have the best friendships I could ask for. I love my friends to death. I would do anything for them, they would do anything for me. You have to put yourself in the condition to welcome those friendships. And when you've got parasites in your life, it's harder for the good people to come in. You have to make room for the good relationships to grow on this beautiful soil that you made for yourself. One last word. I know how overwhelming a toxic relationship can be in one's life. I know how powerless you feel when you've got somebody that is constantly making you feel bad about yourself, bad about your life, that, you know, I know how it's like. You need to have somebody that reminds you your worth if you cannot do it yourself. If you cannot find the love in yourself to tell yourself that you're worth it and you deserve the most beautiful relationships in this world, find somebody that will. And I'm telling you that you deserve the best, and you deserve to have friendships that grow with you, that make you feel powerful, that make you feel loved, that make you feel like you've got support, a foundation in your life. You deserve it. I trust you. I love you. I was in your situation. We can talk about it in the comments. I can go into more details if you want. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them. It will be my pleasure to tell you all about it. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments what's your history with all that, what's your experience, if you've had any toxic relationships and how did you come out of them. We can talk about it. I'm open for everything as always. And yeah, I'll see you in another video, and I hope you like that one. So bye, bisous.